Hey guys, and thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if this is the kind of stuff you're into. We're getting ready to start a pretty big car project, so I want to have all the support I need from my tools. I've got an air compressor, it's a pretty small one, but I do have a pull-down air hose that I want to get hooked up to it. I figured while we were at it, we'd go ahead and run some air hose, get that mounted properly, install a water separator and an air dryer so that our tools will last longer. Let's take a look. So I've got a Craftsman Air Hose Reel. I already loosened up and moved this a little bit because I know the way they had it was going to be too long, and this still may be too long for my garage because I don't want it to hit the top of the car. I went ahead and put fittings on both ends as well, and then this is going to be our supply hose that's going to run from the compressor. We are going to mount it, and I know that most people would say to use hard pipe, but I really want it to be flexible, something that I can move around if I don't like where it is. And I'm really not sure how long we're going to be in this house, so I don't want to make anything too permanent. This is the manifold for the AquaChek. This is an air drying filter. They do recommend you have a water separator before this, so I ordered this Croxy off Amazon. It did not come with the fitting, so I added that, and that's going to go in line here, so it'll come from the air compressor into the separator, into the air dryer. I capped off the second feed in. There's an auxiliary out, and then our main out that's going to go to the hose that's going to go to the pull down. I'm using these Sun Gator couplers and connectors. I've had a lot of trouble with cheap Chinese connectors, and so I ordered these based on reviews. I really do like them. I'll put a link in the description to that and this air dryer for Amazon, but I'm real happy with these and plan on pretty much converting everything over to these. To supply the incoming on the water separator, we need a short hose to come from the compressor. So about a 3-foot and a 6-foot. The 3-foot's Goodyear, 6-foot's DeWalt. Both of those came off Amazon, and I'll do links to those as well. I just wasn't sure what length I'm going to need. I went ahead and put a male on each one, but I hadn't put a female on them yet because I've only got one female connector left and I don't want to waste it. Everything's hooked up, and I went ahead and ran the compressor until it stopped. Don't hear any leaks, which is great. I did Teflon tape all the connections. Did end up going with the 6-foot DeWalt hose just to give myself flexibility of where this guy can sit. That goes into the water separator, and then of course the air dryer. I've got inlet plugged for the auxiliary in, and then I've got an aux out for local tools, and then of course the hose going out. The air dryer, I lubricated the gasket, which is what it said in the instructions. I did want a lot of good surface to attach this to, just so it's easy to get back off. So I did this nailer here just to give myself a little bit better surface to grip. Water separator seems okay. Not the biggest fan of this little plastic drain. It's if you turn it too far to the closed position, it pops and unscrews because it's plastic threads. So just not sure how long that's going to last. But I did, go ahead and put males and females on both ends so I can bypass it or replace it pretty easily. So we've got our airflow to the separator, to the air dryer, and out. I've got a little extra hose coiled up in there, and then of course it goes up and around and over here and to our pull down, and as you can see, everything's working great. No leaks, no hisses, so I'm real happy with that. To mount the hose, I bought these, which were a little too loose. I bought some metal ones as well, which look like this, and then I actually wrapped them and just a little bit of electrical tape just to kind of anti-chafe them so they wouldn't tear up the hose. Not that I'm that worried about the hose. It was cheap Chinese hose, but gets the job done just fine. And then if we take this over here, you can see our aux works as well, which is awesome. You probably saw the podium ladder. This is the Warner podium. I really like this ladder. That way you get to stand on a flat surface. You're not leaning against rungs. It's just a lot less fatigue overall. And a while back I did this drain. It's a quarter turn valve. The factory one is a spin. You have to get way up under there. Took the casters off, rose it up, and then did a hard pipe to get that on here. Went ahead and put an air fitting on there too, so that way I could run a hose outside if there's a lot of water to drain off or something like that. Probably get a bigger compressor over time and probably run this hose outside, and I'll have to have something to cover a compressor out there, but that way I won't have to listen to it run as much. I'll put links in the description to all the parts that I used from Amazon, mainly the hoses and that water separator. I'm not sure if this hose reel is still available from Craftsman. I got it when Sears was still around here. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if there's anything you want to add that I didn't include, please put that in the comments as well. I'm always glad to learn something new. Thanks.